Welcome back to Brews with the Homies. This is a special episode of the Bite series. This is where we have a beer beverage in 10 minutes, and this week's host is Heron Brews.
Yes, sir. All right, Solaris, my favorite brewery at the moment. We've got a beer called Grodziskie. It's a Polish smoked beer. Smoked wheat is used as the malts. Everyone go ahead and take a taste right now.
Take a taste? Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't take a taste. The smell off of this is very interesting.
Are you scared?
I'm very scared.
It's
I
not.
tasted it. Oh, there you go, buddy.
Okay,
Join the club.
I'm not gonna lie. It smells like a hot dog that was grilled, and then
All right.
from the juices from it, I'm gonna go off of JB right now before we even did this. It smells like the juices went into a beer on accident, and now you're drinking it.
All right, drink it. Come on, come
Okay,
on.
that's what I'm smelling.
That sounds sexy. All right, so
As he chokes on his beer, Aaron, what makes this beer? Because we're getting crazy flavors, we're getting crazy tastes. I'm gonna just put it out there. First taste I get tastes like hot dog water, but the more I drink it, the more I can appreciate. I'm getting a lot of smoked flavors, and it's a light smoked beer. And I've had some good smoked beers, I've had some weird ones. But like this kind of sits in the middle. The more I drink it, the more I'm kind of into it, which is kind of weird. It's like when you have something that's like the first taste is so strong and abundant, you're like, oh God, I don't know if I like this. The faces he's making, him choking over here. But I kind of dig it. And the more I'm drinking it, the more I'm appreciating it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I love craft beer. And like once you start appreciating it, you're like, oh man, I kind of dig it.
yeah.
So, like,
I love the flow of consciousness right there.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy shit, what is this? Hold on, it's actually kind of good. Is it good?
yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
like the whole.
We all know what Joseph's favorite condiment is, though.
Oh, ketchup.
Ketchup.
I love my
Is
ketchup,
it missing
guys.
ketchup?
I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting to have ketchup in this beer. I don't know.
So, I don't know. You're the one that's been sipping on it this whole time.
Dustin's pounding it, so I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
First sip was rough.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I was looking at this and I was like, is Heron pouring us piss water? That's the first thing.
This is some real
and
piss
it's,
water.
It's not really piss water. And the first one was very different tasting from a lot of beers that I've had. I judged it really hard on the first one with all the faces, obviously. If you want to see those faces, you can find us at Brews with the Homies on YouTube. But like Joseph said, the more you drink it, the more you're like, that's not that bad. Okay, I can appreciate this.
Yeah.
But if I was to rate it, it's a 3.
Okay.
Or not even a 3, it's a 2.
Oh,
Okay.
All right,
Alright.
Heron, I want you to kind of deep dive in this beer. What is this beer about? How does it get its smokiness? Where does this come from? What's the backstory? I'm curious. You got me on the hook now. Like you now you gotta reel me in. Like
Yeah.
tell me about it.
That's why we love weird beers, and I'm glad we're doing this series because we can really deep dive into some weird stuff, and we can deep dive into some ordinary stuff like a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
But now is weird time.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's time to
This
get
is
weird.
my time to shine. So, yeah, smoked beer. In one of our beer books, it says that the first time you take a sip of this beer, it's gonna be weird. You're gonna be like, all right, I don't know if I love it,
Yeah.
but as you sip on it more, it's kind of open up. You're gonna kind of get used to it a little bit, and you're gonna be like, hey, this is like a nice, refreshing beer. This is kind of like what a lager would be, in kind of like in Poland, I guess. I don't know. It's a beer style that ended up dying in the early '90s. And then started coming back because malt companies were supplying the appropriate roasted wheat for this style to emerge again. So yeah, it gets its smokiness from roasting wheat or smoking wheat, like basically, I don't know, just putting it over a fire.
Yeah.
And roasting that wheat and then throwing it into the beer after and getting those flavors as opposed to, I guess, not smoking the wheat.
Yeah, because I see here Applewood smoked wheat.
Yeah.
I always thought it was interesting, like even like when grilling, back in the day, I would use different wood chips, and one of my favorites was the apple smoked wood chips. And like hickory wood chips too, like to get the different flavors depending on the meat. So like I guess that could kind of relate to the beer using the different like applewood or hickory would probably leave a different taste, like aroma, as you're going through that process.
So here's the thing about smoked beer. People like us in ordinary times, modern times rather, we associate smokiness with meats because that's the way we prefer our meats to be had.
Yeah.
If you had your meat with no, I guess, smokiness on it, if it was just a boiled meat, it wouldn't taste like very much, right? You need to throw chicken stock into it, kind of like a meat soup or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't taste smoky. The only way you have it taste smoky is by grilling it. And that's why we associate hot dogs and hamburgers and good steaks with smokiness. So when we perceive it in something that's not a meat, it kind of reminds us of meat.
Yeah.
So this is what smokiness is.
Yeah.
We're just adding it to the meat. And instead of adding it to the meat, we've added it to the beer. And so kind of dissociate smokiness with meat. And then you're just like, okay, this is interesting. I can actually drink this beer and not be reminded of, I guess, a honey-baked ham or something.
Or like a hot dog or something. You kind of have to like
Can
drop that like perspective or drop that stigma. And once you drop it, you could like really appreciate the flavors.
Can I tell you, after you said the honey baked ham, I think this would go good with the honey baked ham.
Oh yeah, we're getting into pairings already.
And to be honest with you, like now that like I kind of tasted it and kind of like based off of what you said and kind of like looking at the can here, when you smell it, you can get the apple smoked smell to it, and it's really like it's there. And then the one thing is that I read on the can, and hopefully you can kind of guide us to this. It says there was cherries in this.
Cherry
oak,
wood?
Yeah, oak, cherry, and apple wood.
Oh,
Yeah.
So 3 different types of wood smoked these malts.
Okay, I really get the apple smell on this. I don't really get the cherry smell. Maybe it's just what my nose is like used to.
Yeah, it's just probably the cherry wood to give it a distinct flavor. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what those really smell like.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty complex.
Apple smoked or apple wood is very common in like bacon, ham.
Yeah.
So like I've had that. I kind of know that.
Yeah.
But I was curious too because when you guys are drinking this, we talked about how light it is. It's only 3.4%. So like that clarity to it, I mean, it's pretty like clear, light bodied.
Yeah.
When you're drinking it, it mentions that Polish champagne, like kind of it's referred to as that. So I could see that because champagne's light, kind of could be refreshing.
Yeah, this is funny because the way this beer is brewed, I guess traditionally, or even maybe now, who knows. So the final ABV of this is anywhere from 1% to like 3%. And that is because they don't necessarily let it ferment the entire time. Like they go ahead and stop the fermentation short or under ferment it and then just throw it in cans. And here you have just a super refreshing 3% beer.
2-minute warning.
That you could probably have, I don't know, any day at the pool or really with like a hot dog, and you're gonna throw some ketchup on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully mustard. Anybody
or
not a fan of
barbecue
mustard?
sauce.
No,
Hey, hold on. But don't finish that. We're gonna throw some ketchup in there, and we're gonna get the after.
He's gone too far. He's cut off. Not putting ketchup on my beer.
I don't think
You're
he's gone
done.
far enough.
Oh, hey.
And if anybody hasn't gone far enough, it's you, Mr. Ketchup Lover.
No. Just to remind people, got this
JB's gonna hate
from
me.
Beer Zombies, Bottle Shop, Warm Springs. Solaris, we actually got kind of introduced to them at the Beer Zombies Fest that we went to.
Yeah.
Great guys. One day we have to get out there and hang out with them because they're so fun. They have great beer. They're in Murrieta, California. And so if you are able to get a hold of their stuff or visit them, go check them out. I think they'll do a lot of funky, cool beers, a lot of great tasting stuff. So definitely check them out if you can.
1 minute left.
So final thoughts, guys. As you drink more, Trabro,
Way better.
right?
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, and that's what I love about this bite series. It's like, at first I'm like, nah, dude, this is trash. Like,
I love how nobody's
I'm
had
about
it
to go like
before.
this and just dump it on your computer and just like...
Whoa.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Take it
I'm just saying as a note, though. I mean, that's how bad it is. But now, once we describe it, this is, the applewood stuff. I get a lot of that off the smell now. It's way better when you taste it and you actually talk about it and you actually have it mentally.
Yeah, dissociate it from meat. Don't compare the two.
And
Don't
the
put
guided
them together.
experience. That's kind of what we want to focus on this series is to be able to guide people through the experience.
20 seconds left.
And if you could get this beer or, give us opportunities to try your beers at home or tell us and recommendations so we could guide you through that too and share these opportunities with you.
10 seconds
But
left.
Heron, last call. Anything you like to say? Because I
Nope,
think you did a
this
great
is
job.
done.
5,
I'm glad
4,
we learned to enjoy it over
3,
time.
2,
Cheers, guys. Thanks
1.
again.
Cheers.
Over.